An unexpected champion of democracy has passed, and someone got arrested again today. The breakdown starts now. Welcome to the breakdown. I'm Tara Setmayer. This is the Rick Wilson. It is a jam-packed day of news, and we have a lot to get to on the show tonight. But of course,
so much content.
So much. But first, we want to acknowledge the passing of the Queen of England, Queen Elizabeth, which is just shocked the world, despite knowing that this day would come eventually. I mean, she was 96, but the world is in mourning, and she was an absolute trailblazer, an iconic figure. Maintained that special relationship with the United States. I think you would say she's the quintessential diplomat, and a lot of things are going to change, I think, in the UK with the new monarchy. Even though it seems like it's an old thing, a monarchy, but it's still something that we pay attention to, and I think we're obsessed with, Rick.
A little bit, and I do think that Elizabeth II was a figure who ruled for 70 years, not through dictatorship, but through the idea and ideals that she decided to put forward. And while a lot of Americans, a lot of folks are object to monarchies, it's a constitutional monarchy at this point. And so she had to essentially take over the family business when she was in her early 20s, and managed to, for 70 long years, be a figure at the center of British life, and who was an unabashed champion of freedom, who was part of the special relationship that the U.S. and the United Kingdom have had for many generations now.
14 presidents.
And she knew 14 presidents. The only one she never met was Lyndon Johnson. And honestly, I can't blame her.
Yeah.
But it's certainly a passing that puts a lot of things in a historical context that folks have yet to fully grapple with in the U.S. I think there's a little more clarity on it in the UK, but
right, that's true.
It's a sweeping and amazing inflection point in history. So
indeed, and there'll be a lot of coverage of this coming up, and lots of pomp and circumstance around all of it. And
all my TV hits for the next couple of days went poof.
Yeah.
It's fine, people. Believe me, I do enough TV hits.
Right, that's right. But something else that's gone on, and LP put out a statement on the passing of the Queen. If you guys want to see that, it's up on our social. But something else that's gone on today, a big news that got completely overshadowed by the Queen's passing, is the fact that our buddy Steve Bannon is had to turn himself in because he's in big trouble in New York City, well, the state of New York, for the same thing that Donald Trump pardoned him for, the federal charges of fraud concerning that rebuild the wall sham, where these people got together. They duped a bunch of MAGA folks into sending in $25 million worth of donations to build a private wall on the border with Texas and Mexico. Well, shocker, that $25 million didn't go very far to build a wall, but they did buy personal things and yachts and plastic surgery, and that wasn't for
not Bannon, for Bannon. Clearly
that wasn't Bannon. That was the other guy who pleaded guilty to it. But Bannon is accused of using it for personal use, and he's up on 6 charges. And he's in big trouble because he does not have Donald Trump to save his ass this time.
I don't even think Steve Bannon can do 2 years in the slammer, well, honestly. And this whole posturing today of like, I have not yet begun to fight. They'll have to kill me first.
Kill me first. Yeah.
I'm
okay.
Okay.
But yeah, let's see how long he survives in state prison. It's a whole different ball game compared to federal prison.
I suspect from being the Leninist firebrand revolutionary to please warden, may I go to the commissary to buy smokes is a pretty short jump.
Yeah. And the reason why we're so confident that he'll probably end up convicted is because the government already has the case against him. Let's not forget.
Right.
They weren't able to fully prosecute him and get him convicted in the federal system because Trump pardoned him. It was like a preemptive pardon. But the state case, feds have nothing, the federal government, it's a different thing, but they can pass what do y'all got? Thank you very much. It's all there. And a lot of it is they have actual emails.
And these guys are terrible at criming.
Yes, they have emails, Rick, of Biden, Jesus, God help me, of Bannon actually saying, we've got to do this to keep up the grift. He actually has it in an email. These are the stupidest criminals ever. They're not even the best criminals. All the best people, no, they're stupid. And this is
these again, to use the famous Watergate quote, these are not smart guys.
Right.
But I will say this: no one is more deserving of jail time than Steve Bannon. And when he is in prison, the degree to which I plan to torture him while he's in prison defies all human imagination. And I will just say, folks, just wait. Oh, I have ways.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Well, speaking of torturing people, in the middle of all of the breaking news this morning between Bannon and him, him turning himself in cuffs and all of that, the passing of the Queen, Donald Trump woke up to something that LP put out concerning his troubles.
He's a little peevish with us.
He's a little upset with Lincoln Project today and threatened to sue us and Fox News all in one little Truth Social post. And we would like to share with you what it is that upset the Donald so much this morning.
Made him so very upset in his little feels.
Dear MAGA, we have some bad news. No, not that he lost. Not that your little coup attempt failed and its planners and the attackers are going to jail. No, the really bad news is why Trump told you he lost. Why he set it up way before the 2020 election. It wasn't voter fraud, but it was fraud. Trump told you the election was stolen to rip you off, to sucker you, to take your hard-earned money and shovel it into his pockets. He spent it on himself, not to take back the White House. It was the biggest scam in political history. Every dollar you sent him paid to keep his shaky business empire and lavish lifestyle going. It was a sucker's game all along. And you know who the sucker is? It's you.
This was an ad I enjoyed writing and we enjoyed producing very, very much, because it does call down something that truly speaks to who this guy is. He has finally found a group of suckers he can bleed out. Whereas if he was still in the real estate business or any other business, eventually there's a bottom line where people go, no, thank you. I will not let you pillage me. Mm-hmm. But with the MAGAs, he's really done very well for himself. And this ad made Donald very, very angry.
Yes.
So angry. And he's not going to be a guy who does, whoever does anything that we can't predict, because we can always predict what he's going to do. And so a little later in the morning, and folks, thank you everyone for sharing that video. It's got over 1 million views online so far today, which is amazing. And
that doesn't count how many people saw it, because it did run in
it's on TV down
up
in Bedminster,
Mar-a-Lago, and other places. So
it's in all of Trump's feeding grounds.
Yes.
But so later in the morning, when I read that he was talking about suing us, I had a couple of things to say. Which is again, thank you folks for sharing this. It's being shared really widely, and over 700,000 people have watched it so far, and it's blowing up social. I mean, Lincoln Project trend today. We're very grateful for you helping us take the fight to this guy. So let's play that clip of me this morning. It's only
responding
only 2
to
minutes.
Donald.
Say my name.
The Lincoln Project.
You're goddamn right.
Hey folks, wanted to say hi really quickly. And to just give Donald Trump a message, since you threatened to sue the Lincoln Project this morning, go for it. Go for it, bitch. Come at me. I can't wait. We're delighted by the thought that you would try to sue us, Donald. Do it. Do it. I double dog dare you. You know, when we put up the billboards in Times Square of Jared and Ivanka during the COVID crisis at the end of the 2020 campaign, we received this letter from Mark Kasowitz, Donald Trump's attorney, and it was this complete, blustering shit show. Oh, we will certainly sue you. We read it in the Bain voice, right? You're not going to sue anybody, Donald. You're not going to do shit. You're not going to do a goddamn thing. You are weak. You are impotent. You are flabby. You are sitting there in the bridal suite at Mar-a-Lago or in the bridal suite at Bedminster, grinding your gears, wondering why that the Lincoln Project, no matter how many times you tried to kill us, keeps coming at you. You know why? We're here in this fight for the long haul because you are a threat to democracy. You are a threat to America. You are a threat to the Republic. You are a threat to the Constitution. You are a thief of classified documents. You are a traitor to this country. You've tried to overthrow this government and the system of our peaceful transition of power, and fuck you. We're here. You're not. We will keep kicking your ass every single day. So if you want to try to sue us, Donald, go for it. Throw down. Let's go. We can't wait. You won't do it because you are, in fact, as I said previously, completely impotent. Just ask Melania. Anyway, folks, other than that, it's a great day for America. Steve Bannon is looking at the inside of a jail cell once again. Donald Trump is raging in Mar-a-Go fuck yourself, or Bedminster, wherever he is today. And it's a good day to be in the fight. Talk to you soon.
Oh my goodness gracious! So many gems, so many Rick Wilson gems in there.
That's some pretty compressed Rick Wilson. Hey, folks, a friend of mine just texted me while we were watching that clip and said, you should remind people they can support the Lincoln Project, to put this ad on the air more broadly and to pound it home a little more. We know it's making Trump absolutely lose his damn mind.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go to lincolnproject.us/donate, you can donate to keep this ad on the air in Mar-a-Lago so we can keep making Donald Trump very, very angry.
Yes, indeed. Double dog dare. You called him a bitch. You
called him a bitch. Double dog dare.
Flabby.
Impotent, flabby, weak.
Just ask Melania.
The Melania.
Oh my God. Yep.
In the words of political philosopher Ice Cube, today was a good day.
Yes. Yes, indeed. Well, to keep it going.
Yes.
We had some other content that is in line with this, since Trump did threaten to sue us. Does he really want to?
There was glare on that picture. I had to move it.
Well, it got moved.
It moved.
Does Donald Trump really want this again? Right? Don't come for us if we don't send for you. Well, does he really want to do this again? So, of course, LP, we needed to remind him what happened the last time.
I might put this into rotation 50-50 with that other ad.
Yes, I think it's appropriate. So let's roll rematch.
The Lincoln Project was formed. They are doing tougher ads against Trump than any Democratic group.
They've decided to take the strategic and ad-making firepower they've trained for years on Democrats and turn it against their own.
And in almost every ad, they talk about how he's a loser, how he's weak.
Unyielding, unrelenting ass-kicking of Donald Trump and his children and his campaign advisors.
The Lincoln Group, these never Trump Republicans, the Democrats could learn a lot from them. They're mean. They fight hard. And we don't fight like that.
There is never a day where we're like, we should take it easy on Trump today.
Are you sure you want to do this again, Donald? If you think we hit you hard the first time.
So they should not call it the Lincoln Project. They should call it the Losers Project.
Just remember.
I don't remember.
We're still here. And the only loser is you.
Bring it on, bitch.
Come on, Donald.
In the words of Lincoln Project founder Rick Wilson. They can't handle us. And this is why they keep trying to take us down, and they can't. Because
some MAGA today says Donald Trump will sue you and his lawyers will destroy you. I'm like, bitch, my lawyers are like the Red Weddings event planners. Come to me. You know who I'm talking about.
Well, not only that, yes, indeed I do. And not only does he want no parts of our legal team, but he also probably can't afford another lawsuit.
No.
I mean, the RNC's already not paying for it.
I mean, they've already gone through every strip mall slip and fall lawyer they can find in South Florida.
Right. So I don't know who's he going to get this time around. Like, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, good luck with that, Donald Trump. And we welcome it if he decides to do that, because there's something called discovery when you do that.
Beautiful.
Does he really want to do that? Anyway, but there's a theme. The through line through all of this is, the fraud, the suckering of, and just the absolute grift of MAGA supporters. That's what it's always been about. And it seems as though the justice system is finally catching up, because all of these things are happening at one time, right? You have Steve, because the handcuffs, no pun intended, are off the Justice Department now, because you don't have Donald Trump meddling in putting pressure on what's going on. I mean, we had a report today that Trump would tell people in the Justice Department to go after people that annoyed him, or, totally weaponizing the DOJ. Hello, Bill Barr. Like,
correct.
It was just, and we don't have that now. The DOJ is actually independently working, doing the right things.
Kind of an amazing development.
Yeah, what a shocker. The DOJ is able to act independently in the way it's supposed to, and go after people who are criming. And that's what we're seeing take place over and over again now with Bannon. Oh, more news about the fraud and the DOJ investigating things that Trump is doing. Trump's super PAC, the Trump Save America PAC. Yeah, they're now under investigation, and staff on there and senior advisors for there have been subpoenaed through a grand jury, because what are they doing with the money that they're fundraising, and how are they fundraising? The tactics that they're using, they're taking advantage of their MAGA people. When you say, if people look at the Lincoln Project and go, what is our donation going to do? We're going to fight the war against the anti-democratic forces in this country. We're going to go after Donald Trump if he runs for president again. We're going to go after Trumpism. We're going to do everything we can to destroy his enablers. And we're going to do that through digital and broadcast TV and cable and everything else that we do, all the strategic things we do, all the outreach we do with various groups. When you give money to the Save America PAC, you are paying Donald Trump's American Express bill. Mm-hmm. You are paying a bunch of very, very highly paid, super wealthy consultants, because it is nothing but a ginormous grift machine. Yep.
I mean, these guys have been shameless about this for a long time. The vast majority of the VIG goes into Trump's pocket. Mm-hmm. And it is a beautiful thing to watch, because an FEC complaint would have taken like 5,000 years to file, and it would probably have resulted in like $100,000 fine.
Yeah.
Now people have come knocking that are unpleasant, and they're gonna cause some real pain.
That's right, and they should. If they're doing something wrong, then they should be held accountable for it, because that is long overdue. Long overdue. Speaking of in their pockets, we found out also that right after we went off air on Tuesday, like literally 5 minutes, breaking news that, Donald Trump had documents on a foreign country's nuclear capabilities. That was discovered at Mar-a-Lago in the launch of classified documents that he wasn't supposed to have illegally, that he illegally possessed, that this information was there too. Why in God's name would he need that information? Why?
So Tara, I've heard three scenarios about this, okay? All of which are absolutely goddamn terrifying.
Yeah.
Scenario one was that it was the Israeli nuclear force posture. And since Jared is $2 billion in the hole to the Saudis, I got to wonder where that's going to go.
Mm-hmm.
Number two was it's about North Korea's nuclear force posture, his good friend who he has love letters with.
Yeah.
Right. His lovely love letters. Or scenario three, it's the Lincoln Project's nuclear weapons program, which, of course, we're still trying to get on track. But once I get those centrifuges really running, we're going to do very well, I think, very quickly.
Right. Oh, my gosh. Well,
Where it's like, there's a line item for a nuclear weapons program. I endorse it.
Where's the red pen? Red pen that out. Yeah. The bottom line here, folks, is that there is no good reason for Donald Trump to have this. Number one.
None.
Number two, it's freaking illegal. He's not allowed to possess this information.
Even Bill Barr's like, no, it's not legal.
Right. And I don't want
if Bill freaking Barr is like on Fox, no, it's illegal.
Yes.
And you could see the hosts on Fox going,
yeah, like they
can't figure out whether their brain should explode, or whether they should nod their heads, or whether they should say, "How dare you, sir?"
Well, Bill Barr also said that he thinks that the DOJ is getting closer to an indictment, which their heads almost exploded with that too. Now, I'm not lionizing freaking Bill Barr. Okay,
no.
We all remember what he did and what an enabler he was, and how he derailed the Mueller investigation and everything else. But he's right on this stuff, and the fact that he's needling the Trump people on this on Fox, they don't quite know what to do now.
Right.
But wait, Bill Barr.
I barely knew Bill Barr.
Right.
He was a coffee lawyer, a volunteer.
Right.
I never saw him around the White House because really I surround myself only with the classiest people.
Right.
Like this lawyer I found at a strip mall between a wig shop and a pawnbroker. He's excellent. Everyone says he's the best of lawyers.
I mean, come on. It's a little difficult to try. Bill Barr is not Jeff Sessions. So it's a little.
I had not thought of the little leprechaun for quite a while, Tara.
I know. Poor Jeff Sessions.
Sessions.
He's crying little leprechaun tears in his, little.
In his magical tree stump.
Yeah. Yeah, alongside his Keebler elf friends. But yeah, poor Jeff Sessions. But Bill Barr ain't Jeff Sessions, so this is an interesting feud that I think I'm here for it. I want to see what.
I'm sign me up all day.
There was more fuckery going on today. LP has been quite busy. We've been quite busy because there's just been so much. There's just so much. Trump, since he's obsessed with us and we can't seem to leave his head. There is this whole idea of Trump constantly saying the same things over and over and over again. Like if you watch his rallies, yes, he's getting crazier and saying kookier things, but he also says the same shit over and over again.
It never stops.
It never stops. It's like, okay. And like you can even see sometimes his people kind of get bored when he goes through the same greatest hits over and over and over again. It's like, okay. Well, LP decided to give it the LP treatment and put it to music.
My son is going to prison. Let's put Trump in jail. Boom. Let's put Trump in jail. Boom. Let's put Trump in jail. Trump is no damn good. Could I ask you a question? Yeah, what is it? Do you know anything about Russia? China and Germany. Watermelon head. Boom, bing, watermelon head. Boom, bing, watermelon head. Boom, bing, ding, 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 ding. By the way, perfect phone call. You'd be very proud of me.
Oh my God.
Our creative team kills it. Shout out to Jeff on that one.
Listen.
Or was it Riley? I'm sorry. Am I messing up?
No, I think it was Jeff. It was Jeff.
It was Jeff.
Jeff also contributes to some of our last week in the Republican parties. I mean, the creative team is fantastic, and they come up with all kinds of cool stuff.
There was a flood of content going today, folks.
I mean, there's so much to choose from. So much to choose from, and we're only 60 days away from the midterm election. So this is just the beginning, folks. Just the beginning.
I was just told that about 30 news outlets are covering this little brouhaha we're having with Donald Trump. So
well, of course, because I mean, anytime Trump decides that he wants to try to sue someone, and we don't back down. That's one of the things, we don't back down.
Do it.
Yeah. And you have Rick out here talking about, come at me, bro. The media is going to jump right on. They're going to jump on this because they like to watch the show. But the point of it all is that Donald Trump, we're in his head. That's where it's the impactful, because when we're in his head, he does dumb things. He says things, he makes mistakes, and he gets himself in trouble and throws him. And then Republicans have to answer for it. So it's a cycle. That's why the audience of one strategy is a very.
It's the circle of vice.
Yeah. Yes. That's actually.
And I may now have to write a song. I may now have to redo the lyrics of "Circle of Life" about "Circle of Grift" or "Circle of Vice" or something
Circle
like that.
of Vice.
Because
it
is a hamster wheel of scamming.
I think that you need to get with your musical producers from 2020 who did Covita and the Demi Lovato stuff and come up with a circle of vice. Or maybe we can go call Randy Rainbow and he can.
Who remembers the time we did the Disney characters versus MAGA people video?
Oh,
anybody remember that?
Yes.
Somebody brought that up to me today and I was like,
yes. That was fantastic. And we had a little game. We had the audience
that's
come
right.
in and say who they thought the match Disney character would be. It was fun. How do we start that? Oh, because of DeSantis. DeSantis attacking Disney. That's right. That's right. Another one. Well, Rick, I mean, we were going to talk do kind of a midterms little deep dive today, but obviously that got derailed because of all of the other juicy news going on and Donald Trump deciding to pick a fight with us. So I do want to say, though, for folks who did not see We're Speaking last night, Giselle Fetterman was on. She is John Fetterman's wife. Fetterman running.
We'll repost the link in the socials for everybody.
Go back and watch that and check that out. And it was a great interview. And just, this stuff that's going on in Pennsylvania, Rick, Lincoln Project will be involved in some Pennsylvania things, I do believe. Yes. Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Arizona, Georgia. We are involved in paying attention to what's going on in these states because there are so many election deniers and quacks running for important offices there that we need to make sure that we stay on top of it and give them the Lincoln Project treatment.
No doubt.
That's what we do.
Always happy to oblige, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, indeed. So with that, do you have any parting words? Oh, do we have any Twitter questions today? I want to make sure that we get
any
some
Twitter
of those
questions
at the end of the week. Do we have any? Or comments?
Somebody said we're on fire tonight.
Oh my gosh, yeah. No, Rick is on fire tonight. The DOJ appealed the special master's ruling. What is your guess to the outcome of that? And I think Stormy Daniels should be Trump's special master.
Stormy Daniels and Donald Trump, that is a karmic spiral that still has not, I think, played out its last moment. But the special master, the appeal, and I'm not an attorney, but I got to say that the appeal is from attorneys that I've read and seen on Twitter and talked to one this afternoon. It is apparently incredibly well structured. It also basically calls total bullshit on the legal reasoning and the predicates of the Trump judge's decision to side with him on this. So I think it looks like the DOJ is once again using every stupid move Trump makes to roll out more evidence in a way that wouldn't have been public otherwise. Because again, these are not bright guys.
Right. And something and I tweeted this the other day too, I think one of the most underreported aspects of the Trump administration was how many federal lifetime judicial appointments Trump pushed through.
Sure.
During, that's all Mitch McConnell and Federalist Society and those guys putting up their wish list of judges, getting older judges to pushing them out to retire so they could put in these 30 and 40-year-olds, judges. These are lifetime appointments, people. And some of them are completely unqualified. They did not have enough experience to warrant lifetime federal judicialship. Judgeships, I mean. So this is another example of that. This Judge Cannon is one of those. And her legal reasoning is considerably flawed, and she's going to get called out on it. They're asking specifically for them to halt her ruling on them not being able to use it for criminal in any of the documents for the criminal investigation, because they need to work jointly with the criminal team during the national security review. So she said, well, you can move forward with the national security review, right, to see how much damage Trump has done to our national security because of him having these documents. But you can't use it for any of the criminal stuff. But the national security side is like, we can't do that. We need both. We need to work together. We can't have that wall of separation. That's how we got 9/11, by the way. That's a whole other thing. So we'll see what happens.
Never works.
That's right. So we'll see what happens. Obviously, we're keeping an eye on it and see if they're able to move forward. But it is moving on. It is in the judicial system. Well, I want to say a couple things before we end the show. One, 9/11 is coming up this weekend, and it's I want to make sure that people don't forget that, even though we get further away from what happened on 9/11, it's people start to forget, and it's really important that we don't. We should never forget what happened that day, and properly honor those who we lost. And it's a fascinating dynamic, I think, that over the last 20 years, our focus was on international terrorism being the biggest threat to this country. And now it's not. It's domestic. It's MAGA. It's the right-wing extremists. And that's not me saying that. That's the counterintelligence community and the FBI. Right-wing extremism domestic terrorism is the biggest threat to the homeland. And we have to keep an eye on that and make sure that it doesn't metastasize. And I'm glad to see that a lot of these January 6th bastards are getting prosecuted and getting real jail sentences. And that's where it starts. So there's that. And once I leave you guys tonight, I will begin celebrating my birthday, which is tomorrow. So
and you don't turn 32 every day, Tara. So kick it up, girl.
Bless you. Bless you. No, it'll only be the 17th anniversary of my 30th birthday tomorrow. So we'll start a little early tonight after we get off the show.
Well, happy birthday, Tara.
Thank you. And on that note, thank you, everyone. We will see you guys Tuesday.